Hello. Hello. Is my mic working? Hello. I think it's working. Hello, 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 hello. Gotta kind of say something first, don't I? I think it's working. Hey, buddy, what's happening? It's another Saturday night. My hair looks like ass, and I still got remnants of a Duramax on my elbows. That one, too, a little bit. So we'll get to work on this Duramax. It's not that bad. This thing's got 350,000 miles on it. We've got another customer that's got almost 750,000 miles on his. Head gasket leaks oil, leaks everything. But it's still running. He's still trucking along with it. But anyway, customer came in, excuse me, with a coolant leak. Well, I actually came in to get the transmission replaced. And it had a coolant leak at the rear, or at the flywheel housing, which on a Duramax, the flywheel housing bolts onto the back of the block, and it houses the rear main seal and a couple other things. And it'd been 15 years since I'd done one of those flywheel housings. And I thought I could snake that dude off of there without taking the oil pan off, and that's not the case. I had to take the lower and the upper oil pan off of that thing to get that rear housing off. Was not a happy camper. Trailer top. I actually called them yesterday, it was, and see if they'd heard anything from Dicor, and no answer back yet. So she said that she was supposed to check with her warranty gal and call me back, and I never heard anything. So the gal I'm dealing with is super nice, but I just still think that there's going to be some shady shenanigans going on there, and it's yeah, quit tearing up the couch. That's not a scratching post. Anyway, I have a feeling they're not going to cover it. Be my guess. I would be totally surprised if they do. So I've been eyeballing a replacement, but of course it all depends on what they decide to do with this one. If they decide to fix it, then I'm gonna keep it, and we'll get a few more years out of it. But doesn't make any cost sense to me to put a bunch of money in it, being as it's 15 years old. But if it's something that they'll cover, then great. I meant to get up there and look at it again today and see if there's any new holes that have popped up, because it looks like I'm getting some damage around the rear cap. Looks like it's starting to do some delam on that too. I'm just frustrated because this thing is just, it's going quick. So, anywho, so I worked on Charlie today. Charlie Brown, which is my Mercury Sable that I've got. And I was hoping to be able to get it running long enough I could get it up on the trailer, take it back, and take it up to the shop and put a fuel pump in it. That didn't work. Anyway, I'm also working on another video to clarify some things that I posted on this last video the other day. Yesterday I posted that video. There's some things that inadvertently got left out, and I had a viewer call me out on it, as he should have. And so there's some clarification that needs to be done. Well, I've patched the holes. I've patched the holes that I found in there. Like I said, I need to get up there and look again and see if there's any new holes that I need to address. But yeah, I'm pretty sick about it. I really am. But maybe it was I don't know, maybe it was God's intention. I don't know. That's if you believe in that kind of stuff, which I do. A little divine intervention. Maybe it was time because that thing got us through a bunch of rough times. The thing really wasn't it, even though it's 4 seasons capable. It wasn't meant to be lived in full time. And we lived in that dude for, believe it or not, for almost a year. At least I did. In the transition from coming from up north to down here in Florida. And, that camper has given me no problems until here just recently. Maybe it's time to say, hey, maybe it's time to let somebody else take over it. Somebody's got some place that they can actually tear it down and repair it, because it's a good camper. It's a good floor plan. Simple. It's been through everything. So if you haven't noticed, obviously I'm back on my editing computer. This is the one I originally built. If you notice behind me, one of the computers that I was going to sell, I did some updates on it, added some more memory to it, put a good video card in it, and now that is what's powering the TV behind me. And it works fantastic. The only thing I'm having trouble with is, since Windblows did their latest update, I'm having trouble mapping a network drive on it. And they changed a bunch of the permissions and got rid of the home groups and a lot of technical mumbo jumbo. Some of you probably know a lot more about it than I do. But I do my best. I went to school for networking back, when the wife and I first got together. I went to school when I was living in Lee Summit. And that was probably 2005. So a lot of stuff that I did it's way outdated and they don't even use anymore. Like Novell NetWare. Of course, the big operating system back then that they preferred to use was Windows 2000, which was a very good operating system. But apparently this problem I'm having with mapping the network drive is a common issue, and there's all sorts of stuff out there in the forums and regarding the same issue. It all has to do with them changing this last update, which is 20H2, I think, and which now they've got 21H2, and it still has the same problem. Welcome to anybody that's been popping in. Drop me a line, say hello. Be happy to hear from you. Been seeing lots of, I'm on Third Gen's Facebook page, and lots of really cool cars, and it just tickles me to death to see the younger generation getting in these cars. I love them. I mean, I wish I could get Scarlet done a little faster, but it has to do with financials. You know, when you get older, you got to be responsible and all. Although I'm not the greatest at it, but you're supposed to be responsible and take care of your house and family, and so that's what I've been doing. Building a few transmissions and transfer cases and that kind of jazz on the side. I'm thinking about putting a transmission together to sell. See if I can earn some money there. I've still got a 6L80 that I need to get torn down so you guys can see it. That's a neat transmission. It really is, but it has its flaws. And mainly it's because of the torque converter. But the aftermarket stepped up and they've got quite a few parts available for that dude. And I'll tell you what, they've got Z-Packs for a couple of the clutches on that particular transmission. And speaking of Z-Packs, I can't believe how much the Z-Pack for 700 and 4L60 went up. Holy crap. It went up like probably close to $40. And I'm like, oh. I just quoted a guy. He brought me by a 4L60E to go through, and without doing a reman valve body, it was still like $1,000 just in parts. And I don't mark my parts up when I do them. I mean, it's the same price that you guys can buy them for. And of course, this one was pretty bad. It was worn. He said it had like 200,000 miles on it, so he'd gotten his use out of it for sure. And what's happening? I think Zoe missed you. Anyway, yeah, the prices of everything just went skyrocket on just transmission parts too. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I got this list I've got here that just really dumb stuff. The Z-Pack was the thing that really got me. It's like I couldn't believe it went up that much. And a lot of stuff's getting hard to get too, like the reaction shaft, the one that's for the upper planetary. That dude always wears out. It wears the teeth out of it pretty bad because they're softer than the steel ring that's in it. So, I mean, they're available. They're available out there. I mean, I haven't been able to find them at the normal places, but I'm sure if I dug long enough, I could probably find them. I managed to buy 2 of them the last time I bought them because I go through them it's pretty much every time you rebuild them, it gets replaced. So what's new on your all's world? Anything new and exciting? By the way, thank you all for subscribing and watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Give me that thumbs up. I don't know if the chat's actually working because I'm not getting anything on it. Unless everybody's just listening to me ramble, which could be possible. You know, Christmas is right around the corner. In fact, it's next Saturday. Everybody got all their presents bought.
It's not about the presents.
That's true. It's not about their presents. Wow, it got bright in here. You can leave that light on, as a matter of fact. That makes it pretty nice. Anyway, I'll wait for a few more people to pop in here and say hello. About 2:30. That's about what time you texted me.
I did text you today.
Yeah, you did. When I asked you,
Oh, maybe I did.
yeah. Hey, Austin, what's going on? Would you tow in overdrive with a 4L80? Sure. I mean, that's what they're made for. I towed mine in overdrive all the time when I had one in my first O2 pickup. How's your transmission working, Mr. Jones? Still working all right? As I'm picking up cords. Which transmission would you say would be better one, 700 or well? Depends. I mean, the only difference is the 700 or the 4L60, you got to have a controller for it. Well, good deal. I'm glad to hear it's working good. These glasses are really screwing with me. They're new, but I think they screwed up their prescription somewhere. But anyway, better $700 4L60E. Technically, the 4L60E would be a little bit better just for the fact that the pressure controls are much better in it. But the 700 will work in just about anything. Anything that's got a way to control the cable. The biggest thing on those, I mean, if you don't hook up that cable, you're going to burn the transmission up, period. It's got to be there. It's like the old, how was it, the 727 that had the Ford had one too. It was a kick down rod, but I think the 727s, which are basically a 46 RE Dodge, you had to make sure to hook up that rod, or it would burn it up also, because that's how it controls the line pressure in the transmission. And that's the biggest failure, really, is if you lose your line pressure or it's weak, won't be set up right, won't shift right. But I mean, other than that, I mean, either one's a good transmission. The parts that are in the barrel between the two are identical. It doesn't matter if it's a 700 R4 or 4L60E. The parts in the barrel are the same, and they interchange. So the only thing that's different on it is the method in which it's controlled. Well, I guess the pump would be different, obviously. But all the other hard parts in it are identical. Anyway, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be working on getting another video recorded. I found this old hard drive here, and that is my solution for my out of space for the time being, to put videos, so I can get back to recording some videos and get them edited and stuff. I got the second part of CJ's transmission repair, just about done editing, and I'm going to sneak another one in there real quick, an explanation video. It'll probably come out tomorrow. I'd like to kind of get back on the schedule, where I do them twice a week, but we'll see how that happens. Usually Sunday and Wednesday, usually when I try to get them out. But again, it just depends on what goes on. So anybody else got anything out there? I mean, yeah, if you got an old third gen, I mean, that's what came in them. That's what come in Scarlet. I think I'm going to build I think I'm going to build one for Scarlett. I was going to build a 4L60E because I was going to change the controllers, but as luck would have it, I probably am not going to be able to do that because of, again, finances. I'm more anxious in just getting something to where it'll run for now, and maybe down the road I'll do something different. I may just, I don't know. Don't know what the future has planned. I'm just playing it day by day, and yeah, going from there. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to be trying to get another one recorded tomorrow. Got another transfer case to build. It was just a minor repair type of deal. It turns out my buddy Eric has got a half-ton HD that blew up the transfer case. I can't wait to show you that video. You'll think about this when you go, oh my Lord. It's pretty bad. But anyway, so he needed another one. So he got another one that he had. I guess a buddy of his had one. And he says, man, this thing will not slide on there. I says, well, oh, good Lord. Whew. That stunk, Bailey. That stunk. I see you. Yes, I do. I see you. Anyway, it came out for the half-ton HD came out with a 4L80E, but it had the 246 transfer case in it. Well, the output shaft on a 4L60E is smaller than a 4L80E. So the output shafts don't interchange. So you have to change the input shaft on the transfer case between a half ton and a heavy half. So he brought me his old one. I was going to try to snag the input shaft out of it, and it wouldn't work because that his transfer case that he brought me, the original one, was so badly damaged. I got to say on record that this is probably got to be the worst transfer case I've ever taken apart. Oh, it was bad. And at any rate, so I had to get a different input shaft, had to order one, and then I had to order a planetary set. Because when you're behind a 6-liter, it's a heavy half. The planetary set in a transfer case like that is a six pinion planet. Or if it's just a half ton, it's a 4-pinion planet. Just to me, I don't get that. This is why didn't GM just make them all 6-pinion planets, and then they wouldn't have to make 2 different part numbers. I don't know. I'm not the engineer, and I'm not the whatever they call them. So guess they thought they knew which was better. But anyway, and then I had to get a off-brand of the Merchant Automotive pump saver kit or case saver kit, and had to put one in the 6L8 or the 263, and I got to put one in this 246 also. So anyway, oh, kind of quiet out there tonight. I was hoping to get a few more of you out there, but it's okay. See what else is cooking out there. Cooking out there in the world. Oh, Lordy. Huh. Well, looks like CJ and Company got what looks to be a Mazda Miata. Lord knows what they're going to do with that. A Mazda Miata. There's probably going to be a monster Miata out of it. Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Holy cow. Long bid 70 C10 Chevy pickup 38.9. Wow. Proud of that dude. Not pressure treated. Those aren't going to be worth anything. I'm tired. Drove all day from North Missouri to Southeast Oklahoma. Just got the computers working. Nice. North Missouri. Yep. To Southeast Oklahoma. That's a bit of a jog. That's about an 8-hour drive, probably. Hey, Doc, what's happening? How is you? Got me a job finally. Prices are skyrocketing, sir. Yes, they are. Most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. I guess they, my coworkers and I were talking this the other day, and he goes, I guess, what they call the president anyway went up to Kentucky to survey the damage from the storms and everything. And I guess everybody was chanting "F you, Biden," and "Let's go, Brandon," and everything else. They didn't want him there at all. I thought that was humorous. Humorous for sure. New Grand Wagoneer is going for what? 110 grand? What? What? That's stupid. You can't see anything because, before they dropped the Cadillac, so the Cadillac Escalade was going for uh, close to 100 or 105, something like that. Stupid money. Like anybody can afford that. And I'm sorry, these electric vehicles, I, I, it's not $110,000 worth of nice. Not in my book. They're driving all these prices up on everything, and then as little blue collar workers can't even afford to buy anything because everything's so far out of our reach. I just have a feeling the bottom's going to drop out somewhere, y'all. That's just my thought on it. I could be totally off base on it, but yeah, everything combined, I don't even think I've got that much. CNN lost 2 producers for inappropriate acts this week. I didn't see that. I don't pay attention much to what China News Network says, so yeah, I don't think anything we own combined would even get to 100 grand. Now, if you threw the trailers in there and stuff, yeah, you'd probably get close. But right now, none of the third gens are worth anything because none of them run. One of these days, I'm going to get back to be able to work on them dudes. We got to get another garage sale going here at the house too. We still got all this stuff sitting in the garage, and I can't put the car away. So, and we vowed to try to keep the Honda Pilot nice, and of course, it's sitting outside. But it is what it is. They were arrested by the feds. That's no good. Oh, I didn't want nobody to see that one, huh, Doc? Yeah, lots of craziness going on. Lots of craziness. The federales, huh? Yeah, I missed that. I didn't see that one. Electric vehicles are crap. Long reason why. Yeah. Well, I mean, y'all need to pay attention to what they're doing with the money too, and um, they're trying to go to a cashless society. They want everything done on a card so they can track how much money you're spending and where you're spending it, and that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that they probably are not doing it anyway with the credit cards and what have you. To me, I think we ought to go back to doing everything by cash. I'm kind of old fashioned. Less of a paper trail that way. They just need to butt their noses out of it. I haven't seen the Maverick yet. I heard it was pretty cool. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Anywho, what a good deals I got out here. Wow, that's pretty cheap. Oh, that's brand new, no wonder. I bet that dude, ooh, that's nice. Wow. Of course, they don't tell you how much it is. Man, that's a freaking nice cargo trailer. Really nice. That's the kind of trailer I'd like to have. $19,000 base model with a 2.5 hybrid. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember what my parents paid for their house, for their first house. I just don't remember what it was. I mean, and mom and dad, dad always told me, he says they'd only planned on living in that house like 5 or 10 years, and they ended up living in it for better part of 20. Let's see, they got it in 70. They bought the first house in 70, and they bought their second house that mom's living in now in 94. So 24 years. And of course, when they bought their second house, that's when they said, "Nope, you need to find your own place to live." Of course, I'd come back from college, tech school, because I had some crappy roommates that got me evicted out of my apartment. And I didn't have any money left, so I just ended up coming back home and lived with mom and dad for a couple years, and I got the basement all to myself, which was cool. Uh, and eventually, I got my first duplex. Um, that place was pretty cool. Lots of memories. But then from there, I was on my own. So, but at any rate, kind of looking around as you guys are thinking of some questions you want to ask me or something like that. Wow, that's cheap. Oh, no, that's not cheap for what that is. $16,000 is what my parents paid in 1965 in Wayne, New Jersey. That's not a cheap place to live either. Yeah, right. Now, I have not heard about that one. Putting cameras and monitors in cars by law. 2024, they're pushing it. They're just pushing for more control is what they're trying to push for, which, it needs to stop. Why is that? Does not anybody not understand that's like an invasion of privacy? Um, and come to think of it, these new cars with the Super Cruise on them, hands-free driving, that there's a camera in the that watches your eye. It watches for facial recognition. Um, Guys, that's scary stuff because they're putting it in cars now, and it can watch you. It can watch your eye movements, but it's in the cluster, um, and it looks at your eyes to make sure that you're not falling asleep behind the wheel. Yeah, and people think that it's just the coolest thing, and it's technology and gizmos and gadgets and this and that and what have you, and you don't realize that you're just opening the door. Now, don't get me wrong, and I'm kind of preaching, and here I am in front of a camera that you guys are talking. I'm talking to you, and um, but I don't believe in self-driving cars. I don't believe in hands-free driving. As far as I can go is just a regular old cruise control, something that holds the speed. That's all. I don't believe in backup cameras, although they are kind of nice. I will give them that. The backup camera is kind of nice. But like the automatic braking, uh, the lane assist, all that stuff, to me, that just gives an excuse for the crappy drivers to be even crappier and not learn by paying attention. I like my old pickup. I really don't want a new pickup. I mean, I would replace it, but not with a new pickup. I would replace it with something about the same era that doesn't have all that junk on there. It does what it needs to do. It needs to pull a trailer. It needs to haul some lumber, whatever. But that's it. I mean, it doesn't need to be that elaborate. I don't need all that extra crap on there. It has to run. It has to drink fuel. Not run on freaking batteries and electric motors, and all that stuff has a place. And what's scary is I've been watching, there's this channel out there on YouTube called Cold Fusion. And they have got some scary crap on there. They're talking about these, hey, Steven, they're talking about these androids that they've already made with this super brain that actually thinks for itself. Did you guys ever watch War Games with Matthew Broderick in it? And they're talking about the Whopper. They're talking about the Whopper where it's just, it's the computer that, self-aware and running through all these deals. That really exists. I hope you guys know that it really exists. The minute that we start using androids to do what a humanoid does, we're going in the wrong direction, or we really are. And it'll be the end of society. They're trying to do a pretty good job of it with all this crap about getting jabbed and the sickness, and they're trying to thin the population out. Call me a conspiracist, or call me what you will, but that's just how I see it. They're trying to thin them out. I love that answer, Roy. That's great. And yes, Doc, that is a good movie. It's a good classic. Good classic. I love classic movies. I really do. Um, I could pretty much, well, you can see I've got a little movie collection there. I'm an old fart and like DVDs. I mean, they're simple. It just works. The streaming TV is kind of nice. YouTube. It's even better now that I got that computer. I mean, that computer made a world of difference. Everything works like it's supposed to. It's fairly quick. Well, it is quick, really. But yeah, we're getting to the point where we have lax leadership, and we're becoming more and more dependent on these gadgets and gizmos. What's scary is if we had a major shutdown of all the computer networks and stuff like that, and we went back to normal. If we had to go back to doing everything manually, there's a lot of people who couldn't get along in this world. They would go psychotic. Because they wouldn't know how to handle the world. It's a lot of the simple things that we did. I mean, I don't know if the kids today, and I'm talking like the ones that are in high school and grade school and stuff like that. I don't know if the kids still use pen and paper in there, or paper and general arithmetic to learn how to do math in their head, just simple math. A lot of things that they took out of when I was going to school, they took a lot of the shop classes out and the home economics classes out, and they're trying to teach the CRT and Common Core BS that I don't get it. He's a turnip. I would just get married again. That'd keep me very busy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, see, the closest thing we got to a computer is they had, what the hell was that old Apple? They had a Macintosh. We had Macintosh in ninth grade. That's dating me. That was the closest thing that we had, and the screen was half the size of what we're working on, but they had word processor in it and that kind of stuff that we used to do for I was part of the media class back there. I actually developed my own pictures and for sports and all sorts of stuff in the dark room, which was a blast. They don't do that anymore. I've still got my old film camera, as a matter of fact. Yeah, the dot matrix printer. Oh, I can remember printing on those things. They used to have this program called the Print Shop, and my dad would hate it when I'd get on there because I'd print these banners, and of course they'd use up all the ribbon ink, and the thing would be going for hours on end. Beep, 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 beep. Right. Some places they still use those for certain things, um, like carbon copies. Uh, they still use it at the Catskills because they have to have duplicate printouts on those. Granted, they don't like print books or novels or anything like that, but oh yeah, I could sleep to it also. I used to what was that? There used to be a music sharing uh, program. I can't remember. It started with an R, but I can't remember what the name of it is off the top of my head. But when I lived in my apartment, I used to have the old dial-up modem, and I used to download music at night, and that's when the hard drives weren't quiet. So all you'd be hearing is the hard drive storing the music, just doing its thing, and that's what, you could fall asleep to that. And by the time morning rolled around, I don't know if it was Rhapsody. Um, I can't, yeah, I don't think it was Rhapsody. It was something else. Hey, what's up, Jerry? Yeah, I haven't got the game on. I'd get copyrighted to do, and that's it, Napster. That's what it was. Sorry, it wasn't R. It was Napster. Yeah. And man, I downloaded a bunch of music. In fact, I got a computer around here that still has Windows 2000 with a bunch of those on there. Bunch of songs that I downloaded. But that's before they got taken down because of the copyright infringement. But yeah, we all got our fair share of free music then. Not as easy to not as easy to do that now because I mean they've got ways to track the copyright infringement if you do. Um, of course, you do some of these, like I'm got Epidemic Sound that I use for uh, my YouTube. I've of course got the YouTube Music Library, and those are all copyright free. The Epidemic Sound, though, you got to pay for it. It's like $15 a month, something like that. Not too bad, but they got some decent artists out there, making some music. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Cold, Jerry, huh? Is it cold up there? I guess we got a front coming through. It's supposed to drop. Oh, that sucks. Sinus infections suck bad. You just feel miserable. Can be 37 out. Yeah, it's not going to be 37. Colder than shit. Well, you know what? Shit's not really cold. Well, that's a good point, Doc. I'm not sure. So Jerry, it's full of mucus, but are you at home watching the game? I hope then. I'd hope you're at home. Yeah, Roy, I'm still working the 3-4 load springs, buddy. I use them in all mine. And I believe they're there for a reason. And they don't tell you to. I know a lot of builders will leave them out, but I'm not one of them. You do the same, Jerry. Try to keep warm. Thanks for stopping in and saying hey. Yeah, I got to get I got to get another Z pack because I used the last one that I had on fixing CJ's transmission, so I got to get me another one. Oh yeah, firewood's great. That's one thing I miss about up north is when it gets cold and having a fire going. My wife would have that flipping chimney just rumbling. She'd have that thing just burning super hot. Yeah, still got to manually open my gate. Just haven't decided what I'm going to do with that turd yet. I need to update it, but I'm trying to be responsible, like I said, and take care of the other things first. It won't hurt me to get my big butt out of the car and open the gate. It's not that big a deal. It's an inconvenience more than anything. Yeah, Doc, it was like 84 here today. Crazy warm for December. Excuse me, but they said that we got a front coming through, and it's supposed to get back down to normal temperatures, where it'll be 30s and 40s at night, and excuse me, mid 60s during the day. Oh, yeah, exactly right. Because January and February down here are usually brutal as far as we're concerned, anyway. Because, of course, we don't have heat in the shop at work, so we freeze our ass off. And nothing like picking up a cold tool. It feels like you're picking up a block of ice. It's worse when I was up north in one of the shops I worked in. At night, they'd turn the heat off. Or they turn it down so far that it would never catch up during the day. So you just literally freeze in there. Yeah. I'd imagine that to be true. At least you're not in Michigan or something, get lake effect snows and that kind of stuff. I guess you could probably get it over there too. I hear my friend talk about it all the time. She's like, God dang it, it's getting old. I don't miss that ice and snow. Miss the fall weather, colors, and that kind of stuff. Right? Well, it was out of our control. We keep begging the boss to put heat in the building we got now. You know what's funny is they had over in the body shop building, they actually had heat out there, and they can turn the paint booth on and just get heat out of that. It runs on propane, but they did have a heater on one side of the shop. And somebody got up there and disconnected it and disabled it. So the guys over in the body shop couldn't have heat either. So yeah, when it gets cold, everybody bundles up and you do what you got to do. I got jackets and I got thermal tops that I wear. If it gets really cold, then I'll put something underneath my pants. I got some of those Thinsulate long johns that work pretty good. You don't have to shovel sunshine. I was thinking you don't have to shovel shit. We got a good governor down here, that's for sure. Yeah, that's because there's a spring that goes on the bottom side of it that broke. And so it doesn't stay upright anymore. It'll stay upright, but only until a cat jumps in the chair, then it reclines. So it's an old chair, it's an old massage chair. It needs to be replaced. Just like half the other stuff that we got, but you got to do what you got to do. Take a little at a time. Like I said, if they don't decide to fix the camper, we're going to have to figure out something and some way to replace it, because I mean that's like my second love of things is I love to go camping. I really want to just hop in it and just go. Do some traveling. Visit different parts of the country, see things that I've never seen. I think that would be just a blast. But, the way the economy is going and gas prices and everything else, it's not looking too promising. Here's the bad thing. Here's something else to think about. All this gloom and doom and everything else that's going on. The psychological effect it has on people is bad. There's a Calvin. There's a guy that works up on the. I guess it would be the. The upper end of the shop. There's two. Our shops are separated by a wash bay. In other words, we got like 12 bays, 14 bays up in the up part of the shop, something like that. And then we got 4 wash bays and we got another 8 bays. That's where I'm at. And up in front, they got a guy that works up there and works on Mazdas. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. If it's cold out, he's got the dang doors wide open, and it drives everybody nuts because it just freezes everybody. And down where I'm at on this big truck shop, we got these great big huge doors. They're like 16-foot doors, and there's no wind. There's nothing that blocks the doors on our end of the shop where there is on the front half of the shop. And they got a body shop on the east side that blocks a lot of the wind, but we don't have that on our end. So when it gets cold and the wind blows, holy crap, it just gales through there. Roy, I don't think I can get my wife to go up there in the wintertime. We would probably we would probably do like northern states in the summer and you know, Midwest to southern states in the winter, just kind of work our way around so we can avoid a lot of that kind of stuff because I really want to go up to Montana and Wisconsin and northern states. I'd like to go to Idaho. Um, Utah. I want to go to Utah. I think that would be a good time. But I would definitely, I would definitely see that. I was thinking that was north. Man, am I a bonehead? That's in Arizona. Stephen, I mean, I like you a lot, but no, I don't want to go to California. Plus, they just banned uh, gas operated generators and lawn equipment, all that other crap. So how in the hell are we going to run a camper or something like that if you can't run a generator? How's that going to work? And I'm not paying for $8,000 for one of these uh, zero emissions generators. That's nothing but a huge battery pack that you're going to kill in no time at all. Yeah, Roy, I seen that. I seen that. I was like, wait a minute. And I was like, I'm gonna look that up again just to make sure. And I was like, oh, I'm a dork. But yeah, Arizona would be a good place to be in the wintertime for sure. Steven, yeah, I know that. I think they said by 2024, totally, it's supposed to be totally legit. But that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They produce so little emissions, and they could get more stringent with emissions on those small engines. Uh, they could do it. I mean, it's just a matter of doing it. I'd rather see them doing that way and still burn fuel than to make everything electric. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. The carbon footprint of electric powered devices is far greater than something of a gas powered device by long ways. Yeah, yeah, Steven, I seen that. And they're just acting like they're denying it like it doesn't even exist. Seriously? Yeah, yeah, Doc, that's what I was saying. They're small gas engines and generators, and they were even talking about they're going to ban the ones that are on RVs. My question is, what about the ones that run on propane? Because propane burns clean, burns real clean, but they're not very efficient. It takes twice as much propane to make something run because of the thermal design of propane. Yeah, it's bad. And again, you don't have any government, and the worst part about it is if what they were saying, the police don't want to step up because they're afraid they're going to get sued. Uh, because everybody's going to cry that there's an injustice being done, and uh, to me, it just seems like everybody's getting their panties in a bunch, and just we've gotten to be a bunch of pansies. Okay, I'm not grabbing the SJWs, Doc. I'm just, for some reason, it's not clicking with me what it is. Social justice, yeah. There you go. Now it makes sense for some reason. But yeah, that's another problem. And it has to do with all this, the social media thing. I like social media, but they're using it for the wrong reasons. Um, and the censorship thing. Don't get me started on that. Steve at work showed me this one the other day that they a gal posted a video of the young lady that got killed in the Capitol riot, and she goes, "Oh, boo-hoo! She got killed," and blah blah blah. And so this gal that was posting that kind of got irritated, and she stooped to her level, and she posted one of um, that one dude that got off that happened to have been a person of color, and she goes, "Oh, boo-hoo! He got killed," and blah blah blah. Well, it was on TikTok, and the first one didn't get taken down, but hers did. Said it violated their policy, but tell me that BLM didn't have something to do with that. Yeah, and that was the other thing. You can't tell me that Newsom won that election fair and square. I guarantee he didn't. He had help on that, just like uh, somebody else had help in our last election. Yeah, the it's a lot of mind games anymore. It really is. And don't get me wrong. I mean, it brings me down sometimes too. Uh, it's just when you think it's can't get any worse, something else stupid happens, or some other line of BS that they're thinking of. How in the hell could you come up with that idea? That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I'd kind of heard something about that, Doc. I'd heard that uh, that he was related to her and somehow, and I'm sure they come in there and told him, says, "Don't worry about it. We got this." So yeah, there's no way that he would have won that fair and square. There just needs to be more people that stand up and say enough's enough. But I'm not gonna worry about it because it's not in my hands. I'd just rather not turn it on, rather not pay attention to it if I don't have to. I'm just getting so sick of hearing about it, sick of all the BS, sick and tired of being sick and tired. Oh Lord, Lord help us if he tries to run. That'd be bad. Yeah, I'm with you, Doc. I'm with you. But yeah, I think he was a good choice. Elder was a good choice to replace Newsom for sure. Of course, anything's better than Newsom. News Ohm. Well, fellers, I am going to call it a night. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed, get some sleep. After I take care of my lady in the other room, give her a good back massage. Trying to figure out who's looking back there. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to call it a night. So I appreciate everybody that stopped by and said hey and put your 2 cents in. I really appreciate it. I like having you guys around for content and everything else. It's nice. So y'all make sure to take care of yourself, take care of each other. God bless you. God bless America, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I know I'll see you before then because I won't do one on Christmas, guys. So I might do one the day after, but I'm not going to do it on Christmas. That's for sure. That's family time. You need to spend it with family. Understand what the true meaning of Christmas is. and how important it is. You know, like Doc said, keep the faith. Something's going to happen. Just got to hang in there. So, y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you again, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.